Ready?
Let's do it.
Hey folks, my name is Randy Tomlinson. I'm running for Justice of the Peace, Precinct 1 in Sabine County. One of the things people want to know when a candidate is running is, what do I get from you if I give you my vote? And that's a fair question. There are a lot of things that I'm interested to talk to you about that I think would be a good support for Sabine County. But I don't have time to do them all tonight, so I want to concentrate on one thing, and that is teen court. It's hard to get together with a lot of people in a county this large. Thankfully, we have social media, which allows us to actually come into your home. You can actually sit there with a cup of coffee and relax, watch this video, and maybe learn something. I've been researching teen courts, and I think it would be a real value to Sabine County. That's why I've invited Cornell Vaughn to come down this evening and talk with me a little bit. Hemp Hill teen court's not new to Hemp Hill. There was actually a very successful teen court in Hemp Hill in the 90s. And we're blessed with the fact that Cornell was going to HHS during the 90s and was very involved in teen court. So I'm really excited to speak with him tonight. Cornell, thank you for joining me.
It's always great to come back home. You know, I'll take a blinking red light and a four-way stop over Houston traffic any day.
I've been in Houston traffic. I will agree with you. What year did you graduate?
Oh, asking the tough questions already.
1998. 1998. So you were involved in teen court here in the 90s.
Yes, sir. 4 years, and the last 2 I was head attorney.
Head attorney?
Yep.
Wow. One of the first questions I want to ask you before we even get started with the other questions. Was it a positive experience?
Oh, 100%. You know, I think skills like critical thinking, effective listening, and public speaking have all served me well in my adult career. And I actually know a few folks that went on to have successful careers in law that were participating in the program.
Wow. Did you go into law? Well, what's your profession right now?
I did not. So I'm actually the district manager for a brand called Tory Burch, covering all of Texas, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, and New Orleans, Louisiana. Prior to that, I had the honor of running any number of cities west of the Mississippi as I lived on the West Coast for 12 years.
Goodness, what a schedule. That makes me even more impressed that you took some time out to come down and sit down and talk to me about this. Oh, me. So you had participated in teen court when you were in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And the first question I want to ask is, how do teen courts hold offenders accountable?
Okay. So first and foremost, it's important to note that these offenders must admit guilt or plead no contest to even participate. And by doing so, they avoid a permanent criminal conviction record.
So let me understand. So the teen is required to admit that they did something wrong and hold themselves accountable before they can even participate in the teen court?
Yes, sir. And this accountability is further reinforced by 3 key components. The first of which is what we call peer-driven sentencing, meaning this offender appears before a jury comprised of teen jurors, and their sentence is determined and argued by teen prosecutors and teen defense attorneys.
This doesn't sound like it's a playtime.
No, sir, it is not.
Okay. So you have prosecutors and defense attorneys.
Yes. And
that are teens.
Yes, sir. And it's important to note the court is presided over by an adult judge.
Okay. And the jury is all teens.
Yes, sir.
This may be a dumb question, but how can a teen go in and serve as a defense attorney or a prosecuting attorney or even a juror for that matter without understanding how the law works?
Well, the good thing is there's a significant amount of training and shadowing that you have to do before you can take on one of those roles in the court. And there's
Okay.
actually a dress code too, where you have to show respect for the court and the environment in which we were in.
Well, I like the sound of that. You know, one of the things that I believe a lot of people question on teen court is how is it handled? What is the reaction to the most popular kid in school being sent to teen court?
You know what? It's no different from anyone else. There are specific and clear guidelines in place, and when that jury does come forward with their sentencing, they have to clearly explain their thought process on how they arrived at the decision that they've made for that individual.
So they can't just say, "Nah, I like him,"
No, sir.
or "I like her." Clear guidelines, awesome. Another question that I think would be popular with people is, what about out of the courtroom? So you have this person and they find them guilty. Okay. Now, do these kids have any repercussions when they go back to school?
Not that we found. We actually found that there was no conflict outside of the courtroom once out at school or in their communities, because you're going to be right back in hot water if you do have any more issues on either side.
So that would be like breaking a probation or something if there was retaliation.
Correct.
Okay. What are some of the types of sentencing that is given out in teen courts?
So you've got quite a few. The first is community service, so nonprofits that rely on volunteers, helping the elderly community, curfews even, writing apology letters, educational workshops. You may have to write an essay. You might even find yourself picking up trash on the side of the road.
Yeah, I want to talk about some of those later on, but you told me that there were three key elements. So that was the first one. So what is the second element?
So the second is mandatory jury service. Offenders must return to serve as a juror at a future teen court proceeding.
How does it benefit the kids serving on the jury?
So they have to come back, and what we found is this allows them to see the legal process from a different perspective. It also reinforces their specific sense of civic duty and responsibility.
Wow, that's interesting. I mean, they get to see both sides
Yes, sir. they do.
of listening to somebody and deciding their guilt on it rather than being judged by their peers.
That's correct.
Okay. Finally, are there any real consequences for non-compliance that if they fail to do what they're sentenced to do, if they fail to come back for jury duty, what is it just blown off? Well, they didn't do it, or do they?
Absolutely
is there
not.
punishment?
This is the third and key part of that accountability piece. If they don't complete their sentence, as you mentioned, or if they don't come back for that additional jury duty for a future case, that case is sent right back to traditional court where they're facing much more serious repercussions for that.
Yes. And this adds an increased caseload, further straining the system, ultimately costing the taxpayers more money. I've told the taxpayers, my constituents, that, hey, I can't lower your taxes. I can't do that. But I can be responsible for the taxes that you pay already and see that they're used. And I think championing teen court is a relatively inexpensive alternative to the regular court system.
That's right.
Okay. There's some really great things here. I'd like to dig into a few of these further. First, it sounds like it definitely has the potential to turn a mistake around and give a positive outcome, not only to the student or the teen, but to the community as well. I think it sounds like it would allow all of us as adults, as law enforcement, as people in the judicial system, to be able to look at the kids and say, hey, we all make mistakes, but that doesn't necessarily make us a bad person. Okay. But you still have to be accountable for those mistakes that you made.
Absolutely.
in the choices that you make. So I think that's very positive. You said something about just, it was kind of in passing about the dress code. There's a dress code. I mean, I grew up in the 60s and 70s, okay? And people thought some of our dress was pretty far out. But I'm sorry, it was nothing like it is today.
Fair.
So, can they just show up to court in short shorts and sagging jeans, tank top,
Absolutely
off
not.
the shoulders?
That professional attire was required at all times for all proceedings.
Professional attire.
Yes, sir.
Did you have to wear a tie?
You did have to wear a tie and a button down. Not a full suit, but you did have to look the part and take it seriously, or else you would not be participating.
I don't know that a tie would be. I think the professional attire has changed
Yeah.
quite a bit from the 90s,
Yeah,
but
a little bit
but
more.
still, I would like to see the kids dress appropriately. I want to talk just a little bit more about the sentencing because I think that's important as well, and I told you I wanted to get back to it. Remind me some of the types of sentencing again.
So some of the big ones were community service, writing apology letters, and like I said, picking up trash off the side of the road. Those were some of the big ones.
Yeah. I like those. I do have a little concern about picking up trash on the side of the roads. Nowadays, you look at some of these other drivers and you wonder, are they driving or are they sending a text on their cell phone, looking at Facebook or whatever? I would be scared to be on the side of the road. So probably that would not be a sentencing allowed in teen court in Hemp Hill today. But, one thing that really gets me is the apology letter. Now, buddy, I would rather take a beating with a wooden board than have to stand up in public and apologize to my parents' friends, my friends, people in the community, apologizing for doing something that I probably knew was wrong to do in the first place. I'd rather be beat with a board. Oh.
You people.
There's you was talking about community service and helping the elderly in the community. We are a retirement community. There are a lot of people that just can't get out and mow their yards, or they can't weed eat. We have offices in Hemp Hill. We're growing as a community. That might want their front of their offices power washed and cleaned, their sidewalks. There are a lot of things. We have a farmer's market. I think it would be good to get the kids involved in that of helping the people set up their wares, being there in the morning and helping them set up, staying, helping them break down, helping the elderly people who buy a bunch of fresh vegetables carry their vegetables to the car.
Right.
And that farmer's market starts pretty early. I think the getting up early on Saturday morning would be a pretty good sentence in
Scare
itself.
you right, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So we've talked about the kids.
Yep.
What about the families? Are the families affected or involved in teen court?
Very much so. So, a parent or a legal guardian is required to be involved throughout the entire process. So what we found is this actually ensures a support system and a family awareness of the teen's behavior and those consequences that we talked about.
Well, I am all for getting parents involved in their child's actions. I mean, most people may not like to admit it, but I know as a parent, okay, and now as a grandparent, I am responsible for my child's actions out in public. Okay, people may not want to admit that, but I think it's a big plus to get the parents involved. Plus, you avoid the cost of court cost. You avoid the cost of tickets.
Yep.
And rising insurance, which is once it goes up, it never comes back down.
Keeps
That's the gift that keeps on giving right there.
Not in a good way.
So if they have a ticket violation in teen court and they complete their sentence successfully, then that ticket goes away. Am I
Correct.
correct on that?
Correct.
So it doesn't affect their record. It doesn't affect their parents' records. That's awesome. That is a win-win for everybody, the kid and the parents. Before we close out,
Yes.
you said you were very involved in teen court.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I got to know, do you have a memory of any particular courtroom situation that stands out? No, come on.
All right.
Come on.
Ending with the tough questions, too, I see. I sure do. So I had to go up against my sister, and she beat me on a seatbelt case. So.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have. I'm sure that's a painful memory. Maybe I shouldn't have brought that up, but your sister?
That's right.
Okay, just tell me one thing. She's older and more mature than you.
Oh,
are.
yes, and far wiser. Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Thankfully, we can let that go on a better note. All right. In closing, I want to again thank you.
Thank
This
you.
has been.
It's a
I've
pleasure.
enjoyed this. And
Yeah.
folks, I hope you learned something. I did. I learned some things. I've been doing some research on teen court, but there's nothing like having somebody who was actually there and involved in it. You fired me up.
No.
You really did, because if I'm elected as JP for Precinct 1, this is something that I believe the whole community will benefit from, not just in Precinct 1. Okay, this could be the whole community benefiting from this. All right, so I am going to aggressively pursue it. I'm going to aggressively pursue it. I hope that the community will support me on this as well. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, if you learned some things that you didn't know before, I would appreciate it if you would share it. There's other people out there that in the same boat you are. You say teen court, and what are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is a good eye-opener to what teen court is really all about. And like I say, I think it's a real benefit to the community. So share the video, because I've said it before, a smart voter is a good voter. You need to know what you're voting for and what you're going to get from a candidate when you give them your vote. There are other things that I want to share later. I just don't want to bore you with them all tonight, try and hammer them all into you. So I'll be making some more videos and sharing those as we come up to the March 3rd election in 2026. And I just hope you support me. So I hope you all get a chance to enjoy your families during the holidays. Hey, be safe. Be safe. And God bless y'all. I love y'all.